Again, everyone, and warm greetings to all of you. So, today we will read the second part and continue the lesson called Bipin Chaudhary's Lapse of Memory. Until now, Bipin Chaudhary was introduced in in the first part, and then he met Parimal goes in a bookshop, Kalicharan's bookshop there, and Parimal goes claims that he knows Bipin Chaudhary, but Bipin Chaudhary cannot remember anything about their meeting and their visit to Ranchi. So we'll find out what happens next. Bipin Babu's car was safely parked in Batram Street by the Lighthouse Cinema. He told the driver as he got into the car, "Just drive by the Ganga, will you, Sitaram?" Driving up the Strand Road, Bipin Babu regretted having paid so much attention to the intruder. So intruder here means a person who disturbs you, right, in an annoying way. So here he's talking about Parimal Ghosh. He had never been to Ranchi, no question about it. It was inconceivable that he should forget such an incident which took place only 6 or 7 years ago. Inconceivable means unthinkable, right? It is unthinkable that for him to forget an incident, an event which took place only like 6-7 years ago. He had an excellent memory unless Bipin Babu's head reeled. So here head reeled means unless he became mad or crazy. Was he losing his mind? Was he becoming mad? But how could that be? He was working daily in his office. It was a big firm. So firm is the office there. And he was doing a responsible job. He wasn't aware of anything ever going seriously wrong. Only today he spoke for half an hour at an important meeting, and yet the man knew a great deal about him. So the man knew everything about him, right? Like how he even seemed to know some intimate details. Intimate means some private, personal details. The back of books, wife's death, brother's insanity. The only mistake was about his having gone to Ranchi. Not a mistake, a deliberate lie. A deliberate means a willful lie, right? When you lie willingfully, right? In 1958, during the pujas, he was in Kanpur at his friend Haridas Bachi's place. All Bipin Babu had to do was write to. No, there was no way of writing to Haridas. Bipin Babu suddenly remembered that Haridas had left with his wife for Japan some weeks ago, and he didn't have his address. So now you see that Bipin Babu was being troubled by the intruder, right, by Parimal Ghosh, and he started asking himself questions like, did he really go to did he really go to Ranchi or not? And he then remembers about his friend Haridas, because he went to puja, right, at his place, but suddenly he could not write to him because he doesn't have his address then. But where was the need for proof? He himself was fully aware that he hadn't been to Ranchi, and that was it. Okay, so suddenly now he has this eager, right? He has this wish to prove that he was not there in Ranchi to that stranger Parimal Ghosh. Okay, the river breeze was bracing. So the breeze, the cold wind of the river was stimulating, making him at ease, but yet a slight discomfort lingered in Bipin Babu's mind. Lingered means moving here and there, not leaving. So there was a slight discomfort still in his mind. Around Hastings, Bipin Babu decided to roll up his trousers and take a look at his right knee. There was the mark of an old inch-long cut. It was impossible to tell when the injury had occurred. So you see that inside the car, he rolled up his trouser, means pant, and then he saw that there was an old inch-long cut there. Okay. Had he never had a fall as a boy and cut his knee, he tried to recall such an incident but couldn't. Recall means remember. He tried to recall but he couldn't. Then Bipin Babu suddenly thought of Dinesh Mukherjee. The man had said that Dinesh was in Ranchi at the same time. The best thing surely would be to ask him. He lived quite near in Beninandan Street. What about going right now? But then, if he had really never been to Ranchi, what would Dinesh think if Bipin Babu asked for a confirmation? He would probably conclude Bipin Babu was going nuts. Going nuts means going crazy. Are you going nuts? Okay, are you nuts? No, it would be ridiculous to ask him. So he thought to ask Dinesh Mukherjee to prove that he was not in Ranchi to that intruder Parimal Ghosh, but then he had different thoughts and he didn't want to confirm it. And he knew how ruthless Dinesh sarcasm could be. Ruthless means pitiless, merciless, right? Sarcasm means when you say something in a different tone to mock other people. Sipping a cold drink in his air-conditioned living room, Bipin Babu felt at ease again. So he felt comfortable again. Such a nuisance. Just because they have nothing else to do, they go about getting into other people's hair. So other people's hair refers to other people's life and mind. Okay. So Parimal has nothing else to do, so he just get into Bipin's mind. After dinner, snuggling in bed with one of the new thrillers, Bipin Babu forgot all about the man in Newmarket. Next day in the office, Bipin Babu noticed that with every passing hour, the previous day's encounter was occupying more and more of his mind. So the encounter here refers to the meeting between him and Parimal Ghosh. It was occupying, it was coming up in his mind again and again. If the man knew so much about Bipin Babu, how could he make such a mistake about the Ranchi trip? So that was the only question he had in his mind. Just before lunch, Bipin Babu decided to ring up Dinesh Mukherjee. Ring means to call, right here. It was better to settle the question over the phone. At least the embarrassment on his face wouldn't show. So embarrassment, he will definitely feel embarrassment and shame when he would ask a question which he cannot remember to Dinesh Mukherjee, right? And he decided to phone him in because he doesn't want to show embarrassment directly in person. 235616. Bipin Babu dialed the number. Hello, is that Dinesh? This is Bipin here. Well, what's the news? I just wanted to find out if you recalled an incident which took place in 1958. 58? What incident? Were you in Kolkata right through that year? That's the first thing I've got to know. Wait, just a minute. 58? Just let me check in my diary. For a minute there was silence. Bipin Babu could feel that his heartbeat had gone up. He was sweating a little. Hello. Yes? I've got it. I've been out twice. Where? Once in February, nearby to Krishnanagar to a nephew's wedding, and then, but you would know about this one, the trip to Ranchi. You were there too. That's all. But what's all this sleuthing about? So sleuthing means investigating, when you are asking question as if you are a detective, right? No, I just wanted to. Anyway, thanks. Bipin Babu slammed the receiver, the phone, down and gripped his head with his hand. He felt his head swimming. A chill seemed to spread all over his body. There were sandwiches in his tiffin box, but he didn't eat them. He has lost his appetite. So appetite here refers to the hunger that we have, and he lost it because he's not feeling well now. His head is swimming and he thought that he's going nuts then. So with this we are done with the second part. We have some comprehension check questions, and I want you all to write this down, answer this in your notebook, and then try to construct sentences using these phrases given above. Okay, so I have given here some phrases. I regretted having. She was losing her mind. Losing her mind means becoming crazy. He tried to recall. Recall means remember. I felt at ease. I felt comfortable when something happened. Okay, so you all will do this and then share it to me as your homework, as a part of your homework. And with this we are done. Thank you all and have a nice day.